Welcome back. It is the Buckmaster Show. It's time for our monthly interview segment featuring our monthly scam alert presented by the Better Business Bureau. Suzanne Miller is with us. Suzanne is the Director of Communication and Consumer Affairs at the BBB. Suzanne, how are you?
I'm great, Bill. How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, and there is never a shortage of scams, is there?
No,
so
not so happy.
We have plenty of material to talk about, and we know about phishing scams. They've been around a long time, but what's the latest in that category?
Well, they're kind of switching it up a bit, and what we kind of like to say is it's like, as surfers and skiers say, go big or go home, and that's kind of exactly what the scammers are doing. They're kind of targeting lower-level employees. Scammers can gain general access to a business's inner workings, so they're just kind of sitting there listening and watching because they've clicked on a link or something, and it's very silent. But by targeting high-level executives, the big fish, scammers can gain complete top-down access to all of the business's operations. So by watching this employee, they're kind of figuring out what's going on so they can go in for the big fish attack and really go for, like CEO level, requests. So they really, they do the attack on management, and sometimes they call this whaling. So
whaling?
That's what we're going with, whaling.
Because they get to the CEO that way.
Right.
The big fish.
The Mr. Big Fish or Mrs. Big Fish.
And they go in the back door that way. So they, some of the employees think they're getting something from the CEO. Well, yeah, I want to respond,
Mm-hmm,
You got to be careful.
Good employees are always responsive, right?
Right, right.
But the goal of them is to steal that sensitive information, like the financial data, personal details about their employees. The whaling attacks specifically target the senior management. So it could be not just the CEO, but the CFO, and they just basically have complete access to sensitive data. So that's the main target there.
Well, let's go over some of the tips for protecting and preparing for a potential whaling attack. Get out the harpoon.
Right. Well, and kind of how it works, too, is that the reason people think it's from the CEO is they make it look like it is. But if you move your mouse over the email address, it will show you the true address that it's coming from. And it's, say it's the company address, it'll just be like CEO@gmail.com. So,
yeah.
There's your sign. So you really want your employees to be on the know as to what everyone's email addresses is. Have a list nearby. And when you get those emails, be wary of the short, generic messages, because scammers, they won't write a long email. They don't want to waste their time. So they'll try to pass off something short and generic, which seems harmless, hoping that, you'll quickly click on the, whatever link they have in there and without thinking about it. The next thing you want to do is double check before clicking or downloading. So when I was talking about the mouse click, it's all about trying to inadvertently grant access to your computer accounts and information or unleash the malware on your system. So don't click on any links in your email. And think about how you share. Never send sensitive personal or proprietary information via email, regardless of who's asking you for it. I mean, just really think that through. And then watch out for emails to groups. So sending an email from the CEO to a staff or employee email list is the fastest way for a scammer to attack and affect an entire business. It could take you down. And set up processes, and this goes back to me talking about, getting employees in the know. Make sure your company has a procedure for all requests involving sensitive information or payments. Make sure that procedure is followed. For particularly wide-reaching requests or large payments, require employees to check with their manager first. And personally, I think any amount you want to check with the manager first. And really, depending on the size of your business, I would say, check with everything should be run by the CFO as to whether, you should be purchasing something on their behalf or, doing anything. It's just really important.
And it's very important, too, to let the BBB know if you're getting calls from scammers, because that information then goes to your scam tracker.
Ah, you're the best, Phil. You are the best. You're so smart. Yes, exactly. That is exactly what we want them to do. The BBB Scam Tracker is really, really important. In fact, we're going to have a segment on KVOA Wednesday night about how to use this BBB Scam Tracker and its value and why it's so important, because, scammers are always changing their strategies, and it's important to stay educated on how they're, attacking you.
What is this with puppies? A puppy scam.
Oh, puppies.
I hate that to happen.
I know.
As you know, I'm a huge fan of animal welfare issues, and this breaks my heart.
Doesn't it? I know. So the newest scam.
These scammers they'll stoop to every imaginable new low.
Right. You think, nobody would be that low.
Oh, let's go for puppies. That'll do it to people.
Right. Like, how could somebody say no to that?
Oh,
and it's really, it's about rescuing puppies. So these puppy scams are now targeting people who want to rescue a dog, not just purchase a dog through a breeder. So if you're looking to adopt a dog, we really want you to use extreme caution with the online services. This is just really big, because everyone has a big heart when it comes to adopting a dog, right? And you find an organization or an individual online wanting to rehome a puppy, and your heart just melts. And
of course.
So you message them for more information and receive this great, convincing, heart-tugging backstory. In fact, in one recent Scam Tracker report, a scammer claimed to be looking for a new home for her English bulldog because they discovered her son had pet allergies. So, of course you would believe that.
Yeah.
But, although this scam mostly involves dogs, it can also involve, cats and other pets. So just stay aware.
So how does this one work?
Well, usually the
Where do the scammers get their money out of this one?
Right, and because it's online, here's the big deal. It's like the real estate scam where you don't see the property before you rent it. It's the same thing here. The scammer doesn't charge an adoption fee, but they do request payment to ship the pet to your home.
Oh, here we go.
So here's the online piece.
Here's the hook.
They're not in your neighborhood, right? So they have to ship it to you. So most scammers ask you to wire the money or send it in a prepaid debit card or gift card. I mean, those are red flags. And then after shipping the pet, problems, arise.
Of course.
Oh, wow. Common scenarios include the emergency vet visits that they had or additional shipping fees. The scammers ask for more money to resolve the problems, and they'll promise to refund it after the pet is delivered.
Oh, don't tell me they say that if you don't come through, they put the pet on basically a death sentence.
Exactly. And nobody wants to do that to an animal, right? And if you already have the heart to adopt, that will get you. So, but the thing of it is the dog never existed. So that's the big piece there.
Well, I guess one of the lessons is never buy or adopt a pet without seeing the animal in person.
Absolutely. The same goes for real estate. The same goes for the online romance scam.
Yeah.
See the person, place, or thing in person first.
And how about an internet search for the pet's image?
Yeah, I didn't know you could do this, but if you copy and paste that picture and do a search, you can actually find, well, hopefully you won't, but if you find that multiple pet adoption sites are using the same picture, it's probably a scam because, they're reusing that image, and that dog is not going to be on all of those sites. So.
And again, this gets into these be cautious with these prepaid debit or gift cards and the wire transfers.
Right, because you can't get your money back on those. I mean, it's gone. So if you can't pay with a credit card, which then, you can, dispute that. But wire transfers, they're gone.
Now, you said there'll be a piece on KVOA coming up on Channel 4.
Right. Yeah, so that's going to be about the BBB Scam Tracker, so you can report the scams, and that's at 10 o'clock. And
you also said, you were telling me before we went on about Nogales.
Yeah, so we're really trying to do more outreach in Nogales, and our director of operations, Denise Alvarez, she's fantastic, and she has been going down to Nogales and doing live segments with Maxima 99.1 on, BBB services and consumer services, and they're going to be there on the 23rd at 11:30. So you can listen in and also, learn more about BBB, but it's all in Spanish.
Okay. At least, though, there is this outreach to all of our friends down in Santa Cruz County, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely, because, we cover all of southern Arizona.
I know you
so
do.
We're trying to do our best. We have a small staff, but we're really trying hard to reach all of those areas.
A small but very efficient staff, Suzanne Miller. You guys do a great job. And by the way, I'm still getting calls from people telling me, this is an attorney with the IRS, and you better pay up or we're going to send you to jail.
Threatening, intimidation.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Call this 800 number. I mean, it's and the audio quality is so bad. I mean, it's hard.
So many red flags.
Oh, man. Suzanne Miller, always a pleasure. And where can people, again, get more information about the Better Business Bureau serving Southern Arizona?
I would highly recommend going to bbb.org, and we have more information about our services, our scam trackers at the top of the screen. You just click on that, and if you go to our geo landing page, you can see all of our local stories as well. So it's all information, and you can call our office at 888-6161.
Great resource at the BBB. Thank you, Suzanne. Have a great week.
Thanks, Bill. You as well.
All right.